Okay.
Oh, hello, I'm Pauline. I will be your counselor today. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. First, I would like to start by letting you know that all the sessions are confidential. I will not be sharing any of your information or anything that we discuss with anyone, unless I sense there's danger. If you're going to harm yourself or you're going to become a harm to others, then I have a duty to warn. Um, are you in a safe location with privacy?
Yes,
Are you home or are you somewhere else?
I'm at home.
Okay, awesome. So, Erin, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to
Um,
meet you.
let's start by you just telling me a little bit why you are here in counseling today.
I've kind of been struggling with my job. I started recently. It's only been a couple days. Not gonna lie, it's only started this week. And there's already a lot of issues. That like I'm kind of seeing that I don't know if I want to continue going through for the summer. And I work as a paraprofessional in a BOCES system. Um, so I work a lot with special ed students and I've worked with them before. I'm trained and certified where I need to be. Um, but lately my current one-to-one is demonstrating some very aggressive behaviors and it's causing like not only physical pain towards me and the teacher, but also like kind of an emotional toll.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing is that you like your job, but this past experience has taken an emotional toll on you and it has you questioning if you want to stay or not. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about some of the issues that are, making you feel uneasy.
hmm so Monday, I knew the student. So I've worked across the hall from him at the school I worked at before BOCES. And this is a summer school program, so I'm just there for the summer. Um, So I knew he had a reputation, and I knew he was getting aggressive towards the end of the year, grabbing students by the arm and dragging them to the ground, and sometimes attacking the adults in the room.
Okay.
Um, and it was a rough Monday, not gonna lie. I crawled into bed, and I don't know when I fell asleep, but I did. Um,
Okay.
Tuesday was okay. Wednesday was horrific. He spent a lot of the day in the crisis room, but he wasn't hurting any of the adults yet. That's
Okay.
Monday through Wednesday, he wasn't touching us at all.
Hmm.
But today, during a transition to leave the playground, he grabbed my past one-to-one who just happened to be attending the school and dragged him to the ground. And he's a little boy. He's a tiny, tiny guy. Um, versus this giant second grader. Um,
Okay.
dragged him to the ground. And we are like, okay, well, now you hit one of our friends. We have to go inside because we are trying that now. Um,
Okay.
refused to. We redirected him to the thinking he could just do a timeout since he just sat on his own. Um, but then he got agitated again and grabbed me by my hair and ripped out a whole chunk
Oh
of it.
my.
Yes. Thankfully the crisis team was there, but not for us. It was for another student who was struggling to leave the playground. But one of the women saw it and checked my head quickly and told me to go to the nurse while she and the teacher tried to escort the student. Thankfully, there was no blood.
Okay. That's a
I'm
good thing.
I'm okay. It's just some. irritation along my scalp, and I've got really thick hair, so nobody can
Okay.
see it. But it's just I don't know, like I was just so emotional afterwards. I talked with the teacher to debrief after I documented the incident, of course, because we're tracking the
Okay.
behavior. So I did everything I was supposed to. Um, I tried talking with the teacher and then it just all came down. And she let me have some time in the back of the classroom to calm down. And I spent that time texting my mom, telling her what happened. And she's like,
Okay.
"You're being abused by a second grader. If something doesn't change now, I'm okay with you quitting because you
Okay.
can't be beat up like this."
Sounds like you have a really supportive mom, which is good.
Hmm.
Um, have you ever experienced that kind of behaviors with that individual?
Not with him. I've never had that even when I was subbing in his class.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a similar experience though, with like the same emotional response
Okay.
in the class that I was working in where I got hit in the side of the head. So this is a like a response of my own. That's a pattern
Okay.
where I act like it's all okay, and then the moment I see an adult I trust, it comes down.
So it sounds like it sounds like you hold in your emotions until you see someone that makes you feel safe,
Hmm.
and then you release. So tell me a little bit about how you feel before the emotional break happens.
Kind of in both those situations, I felt very vulnerable. Um,
Okay.
I'm very little. I'm 4'11". So
Okay.
even with this giant second grader, he's up to my shoulder.
Okay.
Um, I felt like unsafe, uncertain,
Okay.
and with everything that was even happening with admin and the BOCE system,
Mm-hmm.
I felt unsupported. Aside from the teacher and the crisis team, I did not feel supported by like the administration. Teacher and
Okay.
crisis were great.
So what I'm hearing is you have a community where you work, but not everybody is you know, supporting you when or disciplining
Hmm.
when needed. How does that make you feel?
It really just, forgive this language, but or interpretation, I guess, but it really just makes me feel like I'm just a cog in a machine, and part of my job is just to take the blows when like I know it's not. My job is to make sure these kids are safe and to give them a summer education. And getting beat up by a second grader is not like to the level and the consistency that it happens is not like okay, but part of me is still like the principal prefers that I get hit over the students. So I guess I just have to roll with it. It's kind of a divide.
Okay, so the principal is invalidating your feelings
Hmm.
and in a nutshell telling you that either take it or quit. Is that what you're picking up from him, or tell me.
It's like I wasn't told anything like, oh, if you don't want it, you can just quit, because I know they
Mm-hmm.
don't have the resources to get another person. Um,
Okay.
it's more just like I'd rather not like make phone calls for the children because like you could just out an incident report. I don't have to go through all the paperwork that goes through wor-
Hmm.
working with a child who is harmed rather than an adult.
Okay.
But there's legal consequences when an adult still gets hurt in the workplace outside of workers' comp,
Right. Right.
especially when we're documenting the behavior. So I don't get it.
Okay. So it really sounds like one of the biggest issues that you feel at this job is being unsupported.
Hmm.
So, have you had a conversation with the teacher or administration to pull the family in and discuss this matter further, to try to find different either in school interventions or out of school interventions for this individual?
The teacher and I are on the same page for a lot of this because we're the only two who are trained for this kind of position. There are two other
Okay.
paras who have been great, but they're not trained. And
Okay.
BOCES has not trained them at all. It did
Wow.
not come with additional training for anything. I would have just come in with no experience if I didn't have the training from Taft, my school. Um,
Okay.
so we're on the same page. We've talked with mom on the phone, and she knows this behavior is a thing and is okay with us doing what we have to. Um, and the
Hmm.
crisis team understands that as well, but I haven't had a chance to talk with administration. The
Okay.
teacher has. I don't know what that meeting entailed. And I felt like
Okay.
I feel like I'm a voice kind of left out of it when I was injured.
Okay. So being a voice left out of it, it kind of correlates with feeling invisible.
Hmm.
Okay. So how does that make you feel that you work somewhere that makes you feel invisible?
Pardon the language, but like fucking furious. Like
Okay.
I loved working the fall through spring because I felt like we are such a close-knit community. And if you saw a TA struggling to with another student, you would, even if were from another class, you ran over to help or asked if you needed assistance.
Okay.
None of that's here. I tried offering it to another t para who was struggling with a student, but that wasn't reciprocated to me. Uh,
Okay.
and I don't like the community here. I thought it would give me good experience because I want to work with these kind of kids, but not
Hmm.
to the point that I'm being hurt, and it's frustrating to have to deal with this.
Do you think that your feelings of not wanting to be there is solely because of the lack of support from administration, or does it, have a combination of the behaviors are too much with the lack of support, so it makes it hard for you to be effective at your job?
Yeah, I think it's the combination. Um,
Okay.
because it interrupts instruction. The teacher and I
Hmm.
are both having to get the other students out of the room for 15 to like 30 minutes
Oh
out of a 6 hour day.
my.
And it could be longer. Who knows? It just depends on him. And there's no trigger. We've tried. We don't even place demands on him, and it happens. It explodes. Um, and it's like we get support from the crisis team, but I feel like the principal and admin don't know the actual extent. And part of me really wants to just drop off the 2 pages of documentations that we have at her desk
Hmm.
and be like, I will quit if this continues through the summer.
Okay.
There's
Hmm.
no one there would be nobody to replace me, I think.
Okay. Sounds like you're in a very overwhelming situation, and then you have to, go home. What do you do to, decompress from the day? How do you decompress?
I've been trying a lot of stuff. Um, I'm an artist. I really like to draw, but I haven't been feeling like I want to put that mental energy into drawing because I just feel like a bit too much in there. So I've been trying like bracelet weaving, like, the embroidery threads with the friendship bracelets, doing all of that. And that's a bit more meditative, but then I get a bit more frustrated because it's not turning out how I want it to be. So
Okay.
trying all sorts of things, but it's been 4 days, so I've been trying a lot of different things without sticking to it.
Okay. Have you felt that any of the methods that you've been using have any good effect
I
on
do
what you're
like
feeling?
I do like just being able to do stuff with my hands. I think it's a good way to get the energy out,
Okay.
especially when all the adrenaline is in there from being hurt or having to be on my feet and it like when it explodes. Um, it's it's just difficult to find a proper way to do that. And I have a whole art cart, so I've been trying a whole lot of things.
Okay. So it sounds like you have, some good methods that you are using. However, because because none of them are like a solid one, you're
Hmm.
not really finding the relief that you need.
Hmm.
So how do you think it would work if you chose one of those methods and just use just that method for an extended period of time just to see, if it's effective instead of jumping from method to method? Do you think that that's something you can do?
Yeah, I think if I really figured out, like, opened up my sketchbook and really knew what I wanted to draw in that moment, I could be absorbed in it for like 5 hours if you let me.
Okay. So what I'm
So,
hearing is your art really, really is your escape, and
mhm,
it helps you stay grounded.
yes.
Okay.
And it's difficult to do that at work because it's go, 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 go. Oh, he's about to grab
Okay.
another student. I can't
Oh,
document anything, or I was in the middle of documenting the last incident.
oh my
Or
goodness.
so I can't even like pull it out of my bag if I brought it with me. I just don't have the time.
Okay. Work sounds very hectic, very overwhelming.
Hmm.
And I want you to try and just use one method of mindfulness,
Hmm.
whether it be your meditation or if it be your art therapy.
Hmm.
And like just dive into that and see if you find the relief that you need. Um, do you have outside of your mom, do you have any other family support or peer support?
Oh yeah. Like I have coworkers at BOCES who I've been venting to for the past few days, and they're like, "You're just getting hurt a lot. That's not a job. You're just getting paid to get hurt." My brother, one of my brothers who works in education was like, I'm glad I didn't apply because that just sounds awful. You shouldn't
Mhm.
be there. And my sister, who has a recently broken hand, when I told her what happened to my hair, she was like, I'm gonna look at your scalp, see if there's anything.
Okay.
So my family does care a lot.
It sounds like it. It sounds like they care. And it also sounds like they may have their own fear for you working there. Has
Hmm.
anyone expressed that to you, that, that they're afraid that the behaviors are going to escalate and you're going to get badly hurt?
My mom, definitely.
Okay.
When I was sitting in the back of the classroom and like texting her after everything happened, she was
Hmm.
like, "You're getting hurt. This isn't right. You need to talk to somebody about it. And I just want what's best for you. Don't even worry about the financial situation of quitting because you're not really in a financial state to worry about that,
Okay.
thankfully." Um, so if it continues, she's okay with me just walking out.
Okay.
And she
Okay.
would prefer I do that if that happens.
Okay. Um, so with yourself, knowing that you have the advice from your family and your friends and your coworkers, and
Hmm.
they're telling you that if this continues, that they think that you should walk away from the job, how does that make you feel that they're giving you the okay to quit?
It feels strange because I've never quit a job before.
Okay.
I've resigned for like school
Okay.
mostly, but I've never had to quit for something. Um,
Okay.
and it makes me feel kind of guilty because I loved working with kids. I love working with kids. Um,
Okay.
like I said earlier, I loved working the school year, and I got really close with my coworkers in a community, in my classroom, and I loved every bit of it. So quitting feels like I'm failing the teacher, I'm failing my coworkers, I'm failing this my one-to-one. Even if he hurts me, I'm failing him
Okay.
because I know there's only so much that I can do as a para. There's only so much I can do as somebody who's like his one-to-one only for the summer. But, you know, if you make that connection, if you never know if you make that connection, you don't know what could happen.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, there's a lot of like human guilt with it.
Okay. Okay. So, as the session comes to an end,
Hmm.
I just want to summarize, what we discussed. And we've talked about your job. We've talked about, the physical and emotional effect that it's having on you.
Hmm.
We discussed possibilities of mindfulness and just doing things to allow you to decompress. We've also explored the opportunity of you walking away to protect yourself, um, with support system behind you.
Hmm.
So I think that you have a good foundation. However, you did mention a few times that you're, the feeling of guilt. And I would love to explore that some more. Would you consider coming back for another session so we can dig into the guilt and find out what's making you feel guilty behind that?
Yes, I would be okay with that.
Oh, that would be excellent. So I would put you on a schedule for a week out,
Hmm.
and then we will meet again. And that time, we'll touch bases on what we discussed, and then we'll move into the feeling of guilt and how it's affecting you from making the decisions that you need to.
Hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, Erin, and I look forward to working with you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.